Hello guys, today is January 20th. The month is still going and I'm thankful to God for taking care of us. So yesterday on Friday, KCSE results were released and I am tempted so much to talk about the results. Just generally to give my take on the results. I want to say congratulations for everyone who qualified for university intake, and for those who are very close, I know most of them will go to private sponsored universities, and others will go to colleges, others will go to technical schools. And that does not mean that anyone who did not attempt to go to university is any lesser than those who managed to get grades which will get them a chance at the university. However, I have to discuss the results and how people performed. It was very disturbing to see that almost half of the students did not manage to get to university. It's unfortunate that I did not come with the data from previous years to see which percentage in the previous years did not manage to university, but let me talk about this one because I'm intrigued to talk about it. First, I would like to lay blame on the people on the social media and the people who talk a lot about our education is not important. As you know, these guys who are doing their KCSE this year are people who are very much exposed to social media, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all kinds of social media and sources of information. These people have access to phones from their parents, others just have their phones, which they can use to do everything that they do. And when they see content like education is not important, which is important is being street smart. You tell them people like Mark Zuckerberg, when you listen to people like Elon Musk, he says that he did not complete his college degree because he thought that what is taught in college is not important. However, what they do not tell you is that these people like Mark Zuckerberg did not fail in their basic education, because I know the importance of basic education. Basic education is very important, such that it started teaching you on how to read and write. Again, it teaches you how to do your research. Again, it teaches you how to do data analytics. If you read mathematics, you read physics, you read chemistry, you can have a wider knowledge of what is happening around the world. If you read history, you can know what was happening in the past so that you can judge the future. So if people tell you that education is not important, they are basically lying to you. And I feel this is what has happened to our fellow students. Most of them were told that being street smart is more important than being book smart. However, the people are telling them that being street smart is important than being book smart. Did not tell them that you can also be book smart and be street smart at the same time. And being street smart and book smart at the same time gives you advantage twice. That is a twofold advantage. Because if the streets fail you, you can go the book way. If the books fail you, you can go the street way. And that is very important to note. You cannot sacrifice a chance that you could have gotten just for a chance that you do not know whether it will happen. I do not say that those who failed to join universities are failures. No. Most of them will work hard, and maybe most of them will be even better in the next coming 4 years than those who are going to join university, because those who are going to university are going to spend another 4 years in the class. So those who do not join colleges or university, maybe in the next 4 years, they are going to be far ahead than those who just go and continue their education. But that does not mean that education is not important. If you look at those people whom I've mentioned, those who are so-called the street smart people, the likes of Elon Musk, the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, those are people who went to colleges and dropped. They did not drop out of college because they did not understand what they are doing. They had their startups and their startups picked. And these people are people who are in Ivy League universities. They are not just in colleges, or they did not drop out of school because they did not know what they are doing. They dropped out of school because they had other engagements. And when you look at their success is not entirely reliant on them, on what they are doing. These are people who are utilizing brains from Ivy League colleges and universities, from the best schools in the world, in the Americas. These are people employed people who can do data analytics. These are people who have employed the best coders. These are people who have employed the best hackers in the world. And so, just because they started companies that succeeded and made impact on the world does not mean that leaving education or not attaining education or threshold makes you to become street smart. You can be learned and also be street smart. So I want to tell the people who talk a lot, or the people who have influence, the people who have good following on social medias, who have good following on their channels. Try to encourage people who are in schools to read and study hard. When you look at the history of the countries like China, who are now becoming the world power, who are almost controlling the world, these are the people who in the late 20th century, in the 1970s and 1960s, did not have education penetration in the largest part of their country. But when they impressed education, which was imported to them from America, and they also exported most of their students to the America to study, and so that they can gain a lot of knowledge. That's how these people opened and unlocked doors to become the best in the world. You do not become the best in the world if you do not know what your competitors are doing. And to know what your competitors are doing, you have to do analysis. You have to learn about them. You have to read about their ways. You have to read about their strategies, so that you can pick what is working best for them. And also you can ignore what is not working for them. For one, if you cannot understand what your opponents are doing, there's no way you're going to compete with them, because they're going to beat you hands down. Also, if you cannot analyze what is working for them and what is not working for you, or the reasons why you're failing, there's no way you're going even to make any impact in the world. What do I mean by that? What I say is that as much as we try to encourage people to become street smart, we should also tell them understanding the world through reading, doing research, and analyzing what is happening in the world is very important. And so, let us embrace education. Let education be the basic like a basic need in our country, so that when our population is educated, we can get engineers, we can get innovators, we can get people who can invent things on their own, and that we do not rely on the importation of goods and services. So my fellow Kenyans, all I can ask is, let's make education a basic need. Let us embrace it, and let us not discourage people from pursuing education. Pursue education to as further as you can, and if even you can go beyond all the degrees, and also you go to Ivy League universities, please do so, and let us make Kenya proud, and Africa at large. Have a good afternoon.